would throw slangs.
Yeah.
And like we go to, we have meetings like village development meetings,
Yes.
and then they start talking about contributions. Then you propose something, everybody will say, yeah, you can say that because after you don't have any children, you don't have any responsibility, so you can even put the price at anything. Meanwhile, you were so innocently just trying to make things work.
Yes.
And so all those kind of little things, they unconsciously they get at you.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, I've arrived, but they will keep telling me, please, when women are talking, don't talk.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Speaking of pain, if you don't mind, does your story I've always wanted to dig out of you?
Let's go.
Okay. So, what's the biggest pain that you have had in your life, and what lesson did you get from that?
The biggest pain I've had for my life is not being able to have children, and having to lose my marriage is because of that. Because like when my first husband, he was willing to stay with me even without children, but he is from the royal family, and there's the problem of succession.
Yes.
And so I knew that even his willingness was not going to really be strong enough to fight the culture where he comes from. And so I decided to let him go. Curiously, I'm the one who lives in both marriages. Once I see that it can't work, I just don't want to waste my time, and so I left. So that's the pain that I had. Then my second marriage, I had my adopted son, who really stayed with me. That was a little different, but I got some issues with the father, infidelity, and I left. So sometimes you have to condone certain things. I was ready to condone the fact that I can't have children, to have his child and take care of his child, but I wouldn't condone him being unfaithful.
Yes.
And so that's my greatest pain. But most of all, what I learned from the pain is the fact that I thought I was a failure. Despite the fact that I had professional success, I really thought I was a failure, and that was more overwhelming than all the other successful things that I had done. And so I had to learn how to give value to myself, not in relationship to marriage and having children, but in relationship to the value that I bring in other things. Like Evan always says, everybody has Michael Jordan level talent at something.
Yes.
So I had to come out from from that limiting belief with the mindset that even if I don't have children, even if I have failed in marriage, there are certain things that I can do well, and that I can serve humanity in those areas.
Would you say that you put the limitations on yourself in terms of believing that your worth was tied to having a child?
I put that belief in myself depending on the way society values women.
Right.
They give value to whether you're married and if you have children.
Right.
And once you have children, do you have boys?
Yes.
And stuff. So it's because of the societal expectations that I had to really stress myself and get into that stress and get into that belief that I was a failure.
That is very true, because when you think too of, because this, and I totally get it. I'm also from the royal family, and so I get it, like the succession and everything, and the culture plays a big part. Because I read this in one of the books by Napoleon Hill. I think it's the one of Outwitting the Devil. He talks about the environment. Your environment kind of conditions you, and that is what actually happened in your situation, right? Because the environment, the culture had made it to be that you will be valued based on having the children, being able married. To keep your marriage, yep. Being married, being able to keep the marriage, having a boy child.
Yep.
And so even if you wanted to value yourself in a different way, everything around you was pointing in the opposite direction.
Absolutely.
And so unless you were able to expose yourself, or you were exposed intentionally to a different kind of belief, it would have been very hard for you to get out of the mindset that you were in at the time.
And that's what helped me, because I traveled a lot for work and in many places, and I really got to some places where I met women who said, I don't want to have any children because I want to live child free.
Yes.
And that's what really started helping me to say, oh, it's okay not to have children. People even decide not to have children, and it's okay. And that's what started helping me to start regaining or rebuilding my self-confidence.
What was your first reaction when you heard somebody say, I don't want to have children?
Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? He said, oh, no, I don't want to have children. I want to live child-free so that I can do the things that I want to do without having any constraints and stuff. It is okay to have children, but I didn't think that it was okay to decide not to have children. And I was, okay, now I can fit somewhere, and that started really helping me. So it's because I traveled a lot and all the exposure that helped me to say, oh no, it's okay not to have children, or to even decide not to have children and still be of value.
Yes, because then I'm sure you were then looking at these people to say, wait, how can you have the ability to have children, but you decide not to have it, and then you're still valuing yourself so much? So you had like...
And that's the difference in the cultures.
Yes.
Because that was in Spain. And like, I met so many of them, not one, not two, a lot of women. I met a lot of women because I was working in gender and equal opportunity in one consultancy. All the women there, it was like, oh, no. Our boss had two children.
Yeah.
And so the office was somewhere in the same building with where in her house. And sometimes you say, okay, this is my mommy time. And they'll say, oh my goodness, she comes again with mommy time. And so we were 7 of us there, 6 of them. Six of us did not have children.
Yes.
But 5 of them really decided that they don't want to have children.
You see, this just points to the value of the company you keep. Because if you had never had the opportunity to meet these people who have this different idea, you would have never started to value yourself outside of childhood. That's
very true. That's very true. It really, that was my breaking point, and that was because I was, not that anybody said anything, but just the fact that you live in a society, people would throw slangs.
Yeah.
And like, we go to, we have meetings like village development meetings, and then they'll start talking about contributions. Then you propose something, everybody will say, yeah, you can say that because after you don't have any children, you don't have any responsibility, so you can even put the price at anything. Meanwhile, you were so innocently just trying to make things work.
Yes.
And so all those kind of little things, they unconsciously, they get at you.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, I've arrived, but they will keep telling me, please, when women are talking, don't talk.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. And so all of that. But now I can raise my head and say, I don't care.
Yes.
And I will live my life.
And the moment you embrace that, the moment you don't value yourself anymore according to that, then you actually open your eyes to like, wait, I have defined myself all these years as a person who doesn't have children. But now that that identity is stripped, then who am I?
Absolutely. And that's why I'm becoming, like Michelle Obama would say, I'm reinventing myself at a ripe age with a lot of experiences and learned lessons that is helping me to take real informed action and make informed choices now.
Yeah. So, and right now, because I truly believe this, your purpose comes from your pain. I think Evan says, a lot of people say your purpose comes from your pain. Having gone through that, and being the person that you are now, and still becoming the person that you're meant to be, because it's taken so long for you to finally be comfortable in yourself, because society had placed all these limitations on you. But now you're becoming this person that I can't wait to see what you actually finally become, right? But you're becoming this person.
To even think that I can really just be me.
Yes.
It's already something.
So, and right now, you actually coach women. Is it women mostly you coach, or even more people?
I coach more people, even men. People, basically people who think that they have failed in their life. I just coach them to tell them, we are a work in progress. There's always room for improvement, and you can always reset your goals. You can always reset your families. You can always reset your relationships. There's always room for improvement. When you get stuck, sometimes it's like they say, the universe telling you, turn around, or look right, or look left. Like they say, sometimes we go, the door is closed, we stay focused on the door and knocking without seeing that the window is open somewhere. So it's mostly people who have failed and who think that that's the end of life, to tell them they can always find the one thing that they are good at and do it. But mostly women, especially those who have divorced, because society still has a stigma when you are divorced to tell you you are not a failure. You just had made a wrong choice. All of us, we make wrong choices from time to time.
Yes.
But the good thing is to realize that I made a wrong choice and I'm trying to fix it.
Yeah, to stop defining yourself based on that one mistake that happened in your life, or that one incident, or that one failure in quotes that happened in your life, but to recognize the lesson that is available in it and take that and become the person that you were meant to be.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness, that is so powerful. So what's your method? What's your approach when a person first meets you? How do you go about helping them?
I do a discovery call to see where they are at, because that's the first thing, to know where anybody is, to be able to know what kind of help they need. And most people, they just need a little to unlearn some of the beliefs.
Yes.
So that's why I go with the RESET, the acronym for resilience, education, strategy, experience, and training. So some people need all of those 5 steps. Some people just need one. Most people just need education, not formal education, but to learn the new things that can help them, or learn the old things that are keeping them behind, and relearn some of the useful attitudes or behavioral patterns that are helping them to grow. And then most people just need training to learn a few new life skill sets, to be able to do the things that they are gifted at. And then at the end of the day, your experience is your powerhouse.
Yes.
It's from your experience now that you can know what you are good at doing, or the things that you have learned from the challenges that you have had, how you can optimize them now and make a more successful life. And then, so the strategy part is just for you to find which method works for you, and stuff. So it's a 5-step process, but it depends on wherever everybody is at. And what I realize is that most people, they just need to unlearn some of those limiting beliefs. That's the starting point, and then they can learn now new habits and new positive things that can help them to grow.
That is so true, because a lot of people don't even know that they have limiting beliefs. When you start telling a person, okay, but that is a limiting belief, they're like, but it almost feels like they have to defend their position.
Yes, because we already live in a society where you think that you have to always fit in.
Yes.
In some rules, in some norms, and stuff. Meanwhile, like they say, it's okay to stand out.
Yeah.
You don't need to fit in. And really, some people say there's even no box. You create
box.
your own box and you stay. So it's when you live in we don't live in isolation. We live in a society. We are bound to be guided by the rules, but don't let yourself be really, you sink inside them. Those that are really sinking you, come out of them. It's not really easy. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. But that's why they say you have to be intentional. You really need to have a mindset shift. Open your mind to see possibility, and you will see possibility.
Oh, the possibilities are out there. The possibilities are out there. And there's something I actually like to say, because sometimes people say I'm just not lucky. It's just about luck. It's just about this. But look at this. And I heard this, and I really like the quote. They say luck is like a bus, and another one is always coming along.
Absolutely.
But for you to get on that bus, you need to have the fare.
And you have to be prepared.
And you need to be prepared. So you can't sit and say, I'm not lucky. No, there are buses passing all the time. Luck is in the air.
There's nothing like luck.
There's no such thing.
Right? I even tell people, like the people, like those of us who come from Christian countries where people think that they will pray and miracles will happen. Miracles don't happen when you pray. Miracles happen when you take action. And I always tell them, even in the Bible, all the times that Jesus healed anybody, he gave them action steps to take.
Yes.
When he healed the blind man, he put mud in his eyes, said, go wash your face.
Yes.
When he healed the guy who was not walking, he said, get up, pick your stick and walk.
Yes.
And so every time he made any miracle, he gave them action steps.
And he said something, by your faith, you have been healed. The thing that can heal you, or the thing that it is within you. Absolutely. Jesus never took somebody's hand and dragged them and said, stand up. He stood there and he said, stand up. And so you had to believe that if this man is saying I should stand up, then I can actually stand up, and then you have to do it.
Absolutely.
Right? There's that action
Yes.
step, which is like we can't sit and pray like in Africa.
No,
Before and I
that's
joked
not-
about this. They said in Africa, and this is not an insult to any of my African friends watching, but listen, I'm from Africa, right?
No, I am from Africa too.
In Africa, the same. There's a tree, and you go and stand under the tree, and you say, God, send us trees.
And
God,
those are
send
the
us this.
and those are the kind of we have to really educate our people
Yes,
to really be realistic.
yes.
Nobody goes and prays under a tree and money falls from there.
Yeah, because there are things that the divine, the universe, God, there are things that God will do, but there are things that you have to do. God, your job is to plant the seed in the ground. You cannot make that tree grow, but you have to put the seed.
What
for
did God
to
say?
do
I
His
will
work.
help those who help themselves.
Exactly.
So we shouldn't just take the parts of the Bible that are easy
Yes.
and start thinking that no, we are following the Bible and that no.
Yeah.
And that's what has killed most of us in Africa, Christianity. Because we think that we will pray and things will happen. No.
No,
We
you have to do it.
take action.
Take action and let God do the part that He has to do. He's gonna make the tree to grow, but you have to
Absolutely.
plant the
If
seed.
you don't plant the seed,
Yes.
nothing will grow.
Yeah.
So you have to take it, the action.
Oh, this has been amazing. Wait, somebody is laughing right here. So, Nyarza, James, thank you so much. And we had a few people join us. Well, this is Sana, thank you, Kennedy, amazing, becoming who she is, and this is Sana as well.
Hi, Sana.
And I think Terry was here as well.
Sana, Terry, Ida is in Calgary, and we are having a good time.
This has been amazing, Mary. I'm gonna let you go. For those who want to catch Mary, what's your Instagram handle again?
At Coach Mary Ma.
Coach Mary Ma, and she is also on YouTube at
Coach Mary Ma.
Coach Mary Ma as well.
Mhm.
So please, if you want to reset using Mary's formula, please reach out to Mary. She's so down to earth. You can talk to her. This is the first time I am meeting Mary. Okay, so Mary is very
Yes,
approachable.
and Ida is an able financial coach. She has been flown over here as an expatriate to come and grace our conference here, and so you can meet her at Ida Financial Coaching.
Yeah, I've actually changed it, just Ida
Okay.
Azefor right now. But
Okay.
Ida Azefor Financial Coaching is
Coaching.
what you'll find me on YouTube and on Facebook as well. But right here on Instagram, of course, you're on my wall. So
Okay.
this has been amazing. Thank you, Mary. And
I
we
am
will-
so proud of you, and I'm so happy that we could meet today. And movement makers, we are action takers.
Amazing. The only thing you're missing is momentum, guys. Set out your steps, whatever thing you want to do, break them into tiny steps and just start taking action, and you will see results. I promise you. And find the company, find the people who are going to take you or believe in you or help you to get to the place where you want to go. But just
Absolutely.
don't leave some limiting beliefs on yourself. The only limitations that you actually have are the ones you put on yourself.
It's
So
you, because they say if it has to be, it is up to me. So
Yes.
tell yourself that every day. If it has to be, it is up to me.
amazing. This month in Movement Makers, we're talking about momentum. And as you guys might have known, Evan Carmichael, he released a book called Momentum. And the whole essence of it is the only thing you're missing is momentum. So can we talk about how we apply momentum? What momentum means to us and how we apply that in our various
For me,
movements in life?
momentum for me is being in action and taking action to accomplish your goals. And for me, the goals are not like you have some robotic, well set things that you have to fit into. No, you have your goals. Maybe you have monthly goals, which you have broken down to weekly targets and then daily tasks. So momentum means as you get up in the morning, you start accomplishing the things that your actions get towards the things that you want to accomplish so that day, which means you are taking intentional action. And then don't get stressed if you don't finish your tasks for the day. You can always reprogram, but at least it keeps you focused.
Yeah, but the thing that a lot of people end up trying to do is they're trying to do too many things at once instead of picking. So we have to-do list, and there's something that I like to call a success list.
Okay.
A to-do list would be, I have to-do list, so many things. Call the kids, talk to your husband, make some breakfast, make some food. Like this to-do list, but there are things that lots of other people could do, but there are things that only you have to do.
And
So
that's why I keep a to-be list and
A
not a
to-be.
to-do
Oh,
list.
nice, a
My
to-be
list is
list.
a to-be is a to-be list, and probably it's not, well, not that I'm really selfish, because I have just principally me to take care of. So I have a to-be list,
Uh-huh.
and that keeps me focused on it's not that you really get, you can adapt and readjust, but the thing about the list is just to stay focused.
Mm-hmm.
And like my coach would tell me, focus, follow one commitment until successful.
Oh.
So that keeps me out of overwhelm. And he says, focus on my win. And what's the win? What's important now? So that's how I get out of overwhelm. I don't get overwhelmed because I focus, follow one commitment until successful. I focus on my win. I can adapt and re-adapt.
Taking some nuggets here. Focus is follow one commitment until
successful. That's the acronym. Follow one commitment until successful.
Yeah.
And then on your win, what's important now? So that's how I stay out of overwhelm.
Yeah. I just like the acronym because it pretty much goes back to what I have as a success list, right? The success list would be, what is the most important thing that I need to do or that I want to do that's taking me closer to my goal?
Absolutely.
And when I look at those things that I need to do, for example, and then I make a list. Okay. So that it's like, what's the next one thing you need to do? And which goes back to the momentum, because when you're looking at the big picture, then it goes to overwhelm.
Yeah.
But then if you can focus on the one thing that you need to do,
absolutely,
which becomes your success list,
yeah,
then you know exactly like, what next should I be doing? Absolutely.
Because once you have that list, you already know that before I get to this other step, I have to do this step.
Yeah.
And so it keeps you going step by step and moving and growing. So you don't just take a disengaged action. Your action is focused, it's intentional, and that makes it a little bit easier for you to succeed.
Yeah. What's the acronym for WIN again?
What's important now?
What's important now?
Now.
See, I am a student of life.
We learn every day. We learn every day. If you don't learn, you are dying. You have to learn every day. You have to learn, you have to unlearn, you have to relearn.
Yeah.
So every day is a new learning process.
Yeah.
Because you just really have to learn. Because even if you don't learn, the things come down on you. There are many things that every day you have to, oh my goodness, this I learn. Even at my age, I still learn new things every day.
You know what's interesting? If you don't intentionally make the commitment to learn, life forces learning on you in the form of pain.
Absolutely.
And sometimes because we still choose to not learn from the pain, we're constantly in this cycle of pain because we have chosen not to take the lessons that are coming in the pain for us.
And that's why mindset shift is really important.
Yes.
You have to always have an open mind. No matter the pain, look for the lesson.
Yes.
And that's how you're going to help yourself out of it. If not, you're really going to just you are just going to remain grounded and immobile and lost. And sometimes when people get lost, it's really difficult to bring them out of that loss. And so you have to always be alert not to get lost completely.